Buenos dias. Good morning. Hello, everybody. We've had a few technical difficulties here, but we're working on it. Coming in hot. No internet connection. Okay, there it is. Oh my goodness. I'm coming, everybody. I hope that everybody's doing well today. And I'm just going live here on what? I don't even know. Good morning, Paula. Your Apple ID is now, okay. I got a bunch of stuff going on here. Good morning, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hi. How's it going? Okay, we have the same challenge that we had yesterday in that this will not go live on that platform, on the Facebook platform. I don't even understand that. Anyway, when you jump in, please say hi in the comments. Wait, what's going on here? I just want to make sure that I'm live in all the places. So I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on TikTok. Thank you for being here. Instagram is not working. Sorry. Okay, wait. I'm going to sit today. I'm not live on Instagram. No, because the same thing happened yesterday. I can't get my third device to go live on Facebook. And there are more people showing up on Facebook than on Instagram. So Sarah, no, I actually had sent a note in the chat, but you probably didn't see it. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know why, isn't that weird? So this device, when I try to go live on this page, it says that there's, that I don't have an internet connection, but that's not true. It's bizarre. Anyway, I'm sitting this morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, Toddy Life. Hi, Joy. Good morning. Good morning, Alita. Thank you for being here, everybody. This is so amazing. Good morning, Ashley. I love you all. Angels on. Sarah's here. Thank you to hi, Shay. Good morning. Thank you to my beautiful moderators and my people. We had a meeting this morning, and it's one of the reasons why I'm a little frazzled, because I had to get off and do something with my hair. And good morning, Angelique. You know, I can't have you guys seeing me looking all like I just rolled out of bed. That's not cool. And then I got here and then the device wouldn't work. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow. It's all good, right? How are you guys feeling this morning? How are you feeling? Good morning, Andy Happy. That's a fun handle. Come in and say hi. Come in and say hi. I'm just going to see if I can get my music going. Do that? What happens? Let me see. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Melissa. I really like having the music. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh. Have you guys been doing your homework? What's been your favorite? Put in the comments while people are coming in. What's your favorite scripture that we've studied so far? What one has really landed for you? So we've had a few, right? We've had, I love the song. Lord, I'm just grateful for you. Yeah, I'm just grateful for you. I love that. So we've had get up, pick up your mat and walk. That's been a good one. We've had acknowledge me publicly and I will acknowledge you to the Lord God in heaven, right? We've had we've had some good ones. This week it is all things are possible for those who believe. Right? I know, this is such a pretty song. So yeah, I love get up, pick up your mat and walk as well. I feel like it's just like a bold statement. It's like, come on, get up, pick up your mat and walk, right? Like no messing around. It's a good one because it's encouraging. It's inspirational. Yeah, I feel like that's everybody's. That's a good one. Is it on your mug, Joy? I love that. This is what's on my mug. Hello, gorgeous. And then when I finish it, I think it says, I love you on the bottom. I can't remember. I'm getting quite the collection. Just wait till I have my cafe. I'm going to have the best mug collection on the planet. And all of you are going to have to come and visit me. Right? So good. Okay, I'm going to light my candle, my gorgeous candle, my beeswax candle that isn't scented. I get headaches. Anyone else get headaches from scented candles? I can't do it. I can't do scented candles. I've tried every organic candle. I've tried every, it's just, I can't. I get really bad headaches. Look at how pretty this is, you guys. It's beeswax and it's super thick and it's just so gorgeous and it burns so slowly. So that's, I want you to be able to see it. There. Isn't there something about a candle that's just so relaxing and beautiful? Yeah, I would love to find a candle that I can burn that has a scent because I do love the pretty scented things. Plain white candles are so gorgeous. I know. There's something about a plain white candle, right? And that's what I normally burn, but I decided to get some colored ones because they're so epic. So don't forget to share this out. We're going to have such a good conversation this morning. So hit share this out to your community. It's so important that we share the word of God. It's so important that we share the good news, but then also truly that we come in and share the hard things. Because the reality is we're more similar than we are different. And we're all going through stuff and we all have good days and bad days. We're all like the palm tree, are we not? Are we not like the palm tree? Put a little palm tree emoji. Let's use the palm tree emoji today. Right? We will bend, but we will not break. All of us are like the palm tree. We've all struggled. There are storms all around us. There are things raging behind closed doors that people don't even know about. There are things that are trying to pull up our roots. There are people who are trying to cut us off at the root. We experience life in such a radical way, do we not, as humans? And one of the things that we are talking about this week is being like the palm tree. That we are rooted deep and wide, and that our faith, even though it may be feeble at times, when things get really hard, when things get really nasty, maybe we're faced with things we've never been faced with before, and the storms of life come in, that these trees, these palm trees, they bend, and sometimes they bend all the way so that the tops of those trees touch the ground. But they pop back up. And that's what's really important, is that we always pop back up. So I want you to put a palm tree in the comments, because we are the palm tree, right? And today we're going to talk about the difference between a fair weather Christian and a steadfast Christian. The steadfast Christian bends, but it doesn't break. The fair weather Christian, however, is the one who starts to bend and then breaks off its connection to God completely. Anyone? Has anyone been there? When we were in Florida, the one palm tree was bent so far to the sand on the beach, but it wouldn't break. Exactly, right? Isn't that incredible? That's like in Tulum, Mexico. I should try to find the picture of that. I don't have to look very hard, but I have a picture. I have several pictures of this palm tree in Tulum that's so bent, and people get pictures taken on it because it's huge. It's so steady, and it's been there forever, and it's right on the beach, right in the middle of the beach. It's so crazy, but it's absolutely beautiful. So here's my question to you. Have you ever been a fair weather Christian? Have you ever been a fair weather believer? Have you ever been in a position in your life where you just weren't steadfast? Because there is a difference. You guys can't hear me? It says that you can. On TikTok, can you hear me okay? It says that you can't hear me. Put a yes in the comments if you can hear me. Okay. All right, because it just gave me a notification that said your viewers on TikTok can't hear you. I'm like, come on. Don't tell me that. Do not tell me that. So we've been talking about miracles this week. And the thing about miracles is they require consistency. Right? Not just moments of faith. And I know that I have been a fair weather Christian in the past. Oh, have I ever? My faith blew where the wind took me. Anyone? The winds of change came up, a new relationship, something happened, a diagnosis, or you lost a job, or your finances crashed, or you were drinking, or you were into drugs. I've done all of that. Right? I experimented with drugs. I was never a drug person. They just didn't work for me. But I played around with them. Drinking, you guys, sometimes I am shocked that I'm still standing. I was saturated. Hi, Christian from Dryden. I was seriously saturated with alcohol for a lot of years. And sometimes I'm blown away by how I'm still standing. And so I can look at my life and I can say, yeah, there have been seasons when I was a fair weather Christian. There have been seasons when I was not steadfast. And so today we're going to talk about the difference between the two. Because sometimes when we think that we're being steadfast, we're not. The music was slightly loud. The platforms are getting fussy. Okay, yeah, I just turned it down. Is it better? Is it better? You know, here's the thing about the music, is some songs are louder than others. But I really like it because it's like calming, you know? For years, I didn't see many miracles. And now I understand that it was because I was living in my own world. Anyone? For example, I spent a lot of years running my businesses, especially my gym. I think back to when I was running my gym. I was so stressed out all the time. And I was working 14, 16 hours a day. And I was drinking in the evenings to kind of like self-soothe and to have some fun, right? I thought it was fun. And I was stressed to the max. My relationship was falling apart. I hardly saw my family. I was not living an aligned life. Like I wasn't in my faith at all. I had no relationship with God. And there weren't a lot of miracles that were unfolding in my life at that time. And I find it fascinating now that I'm so rooted into my faith, that the miracles are all around me all the time. But there is definitely a correlation between how steadfast we are and how committed we are and the miracles in our life. And over the last 3 years, the miracles in my life have blown my mind. But it wasn't always that way. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about life. And I think it's one of the reasons why my faith is just so much stronger. Because the minute that I tapped in and got turned on by God, I plugged into the wall and I got turned on, the miracles just started unfolding all around me. And then I recognized what I was missing. Because people used to talk about miracles and I didn't have that experience. Do you guys get that? Like, does anybody else know what I'm talking about? Where you'd be sitting in church because you're a fair weather Christian. So you go to church at Easter and you go to church at Christmas. And you're sitting there and all these people are talking about miracles and the speaker's talking about miracles and the people around you are talking about miracles and you're really quiet because you're thinking, how come I'm not having any miracles in my life? I want miracles. I'm a good person. I love all the people around me. Put some hearts in the comments if you get this. How come everybody else around me has the miracles, but I don't? I'll tell you why. Because we're fair weather, faith people. And those people, with all the miracles unfolding, for real, those people had strong, steadfast faith. And that's what's different. So we're going to talk today about that. We're going to get rid of Arctic White Boy because he's just a big loser on TikTok. In Mark chapter 9, so remember the scripture is in Mark chapter 9 where the father of this boy who's been kind of like possessed by a demon for his whole life comes to Jesus desperate for a miracle. And you can just imagine that he hasn't been deep in his faith. You guys, come on, let's be honest. For those of us who have gone through trials and tribulations, for those of us who have had a lifetime of trauma, who have been abused as children, and then we've gotten into like toxic relationships, and we're making all these decisions that haven't been going well, and we just look all around us and we're like, where do you want me to start? My whole life has been a dumpster fire. Generally, those people don't have a super strong faith because they've just been wore down to a nub, right? So I believe that when that man came in, that was his situation. He's like, my child, the child that I love with all my heart, my son, has spent his whole life possessed by this demon. And this demon throws him into the fire. And then this demon throws him into the water. And then he's on the ground frothing and grinding his teeth. I'm tired and I don't believe. So show me. And the disciples tried to create the miracle that they could not create with that boy. And of course, that probably didn't help his belief, right? Because he's watching the disciples of Jesus try to remove this demon, and it's not working. But he doesn't walk away. Jesus steps in and he stays. And he has a conversation with Jesus. And Jesus said, "Tell me how long he's been like this." And the man said, "His whole life." Anyone here been suffering what feels like your whole life? Come on. Hi, Reagan. I see you, sis. Hi, Bishnu. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Anybody felt like their entire life has just been suffering? You just know how he feels. He was tired, and the disciples failed, and he says to Jesus, "If you can," because at this point, he's fair weather. "If you can heal my boy, heal him." And Jesus comes in and says, "If I can?" And then he heals that boy. See, here are the signs of a fair weather Christian. I bet you he wasn't a fair weather Christian after that. But here are the signs. We believe when the results are immediate. We want immediate, instant results on our timeline. And if it doesn't happen, what do we say? Where's Jesus? I'm starting to doubt my faith because Jesus wouldn't let this happen to my child. Notice that Jesus didn't say anything about why that boy was like that. He just focused on the healing. Faith is strong when prayers are answered, is it not? It's easy when it's easy. But disappointment weakens our connection. When God doesn't show up the way that we want him to show up, we get a little bit cheeky. I don't need you. You've abandoned me. How come this person's miracle is unfolding and mine is not? How come that person's child doesn't have cancer and mine does? How come my husband died of a heart attack and theirs didn't? And we think that God owes us an explanation. He gave us the life that he took. He gave it to us. It's actually his gift to us. He owes us nothing. But we trust him when it feels good. See what happens with humans. And put a yes in the comments if you've ever felt this way, or if you agree. Put a yes in the comments. That humans tend to build belief on visible outcomes. So if we see something, we believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Show me, prove it. We want to see in order to believe. But what God is saying is, that's not how I operate. That might be how you operate, but you're not in charge. I'm large and in charge. And guess what? I'm asking you to have faith. I created you. I deserve that much. In Mark 9, the father could have walked away, discouraged because the disciples failed, but he stayed. He stayed. Another characteristic of a fair weather Christian is we let doubt disconnect us. When confusion comes, we retreat. I don't understand. How could this be? This doesn't make any sense to me. I was doing everything right. I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do. I listened, I obeyed, and still I don't get what I want. I'm out. Yes? We stop praying when things don't make sense to us anymore, instead of praying more. When we lay it out, is it not kind of crazy? Like we know. It's like we know what to do, but we do the opposite because we let our humanness get in the way, because we forget that God doesn't work on the human plane. He works on the supernatural plane. And so when we think that we should disconnect, he's saying, come closer. But because we're human, we like to work the way that we are used to operating in relationship with other humans. It doesn't work that way. We isolate instead of leaning in, and we treat struggle, listen, we treat struggle like failure. We think if we're, anyone? Come on. If you're struggling with something, that must mean that you're failing. I've got these incredible uncommon hosts, these moderators who are relatively new on my team, maybe a month, and everybody's been in their roles for about 4 weeks. Every once in a while, one of them will come into my DMs and they'll feel like they're failing. And I'll say, you're not failing. We're just figuring it out. This is not failure. This is growth. This morning when I was on the call with them, I said, I'm so grateful for each of you because it's felt clunky and we're figuring it out, but we're not failing. We're growing. This is growth. So don't take struggle and turn it into failure, because failure looks like the end when growth looks like expansion. If you want to, I've been working with my Legacy Business Masterclass clients. I'm running a masterclass now for women who are building legacy business. And I've been saying to them, the difference between a legacy business and a regular business, a good old business like a toilet business or a laundry business versus a legacy business, is that a legacy business has infinite opportunity for expansion. Whereas a toilet business, you might be able to put toilets all across the world, but there's only so much you can do with a toilet, right? And so it's important for us to see that when we're connected to God, it's infinite. When we get in our head and we connect to our humanity, it's limited. The Father in Mark 9 did something powerful. He brought his doubt to Jesus instead of taking it away. Remember, the Father said, I believe. Help me in my disbelief. He actually said to Jesus, imagine saying to Jesus, like, this is courage. Imagine saying to Jesus, help me in my disbelief. He stayed. That's what Jesus wants us to do. He doesn't want us to be prideful. He doesn't want us to be egotistical and say, I'm not going to say anything because my belief is low. He wants you to come closer. He wants you to come closer. We're supposed to go closer. So when your faith is low, go closer. Do not exit. Do not think that you're not worthy. Go in and say, I'm not feeling worthy. I'm confused. I'm stressed. I'm struggling. And I know you're telling me it's not failure. So I'm not going to ask you to prove it to me. I'm just going to ask you to hold me while I figure it out, because I'm just human. Our faith depends on emotion. Oh. When we're fair weather Christians. I always like to say low emotion, high intelligence. Write this down. High emotion, low intelligence. When we live in our emotions, not in the truth, because we all know that there's our emotion, our reaction to something versus what's actually happening, we make bad choices. I wonder how many marriages would actually still exist if people weren't caught up in their emotions. because we get caught up in our emotions. I feel. And so then we move from that instead of, here's what I know to be true. I love you, you love me. There was a time when we couldn't live without each other. Are we so different now? Or are we just caught up in our emotions? Even if somebody cheated, even if somebody, said something horrible, do we have space to forgive, go deeper, and get out of our emotions and look at what's really happening? Because one of the things that I know, here's an interesting story for you. So this gentleman that I went on a date with on Friday, BTW, things are going well. We were having a conversation the other day, and I opened up to him about something. And I said, I'm not going to let my emotions get in the way, because my emotions are based on an old story. And I don't live in that story anymore. But from time to time, if you see or hear me react, I do a whole, in my Creating Healthy Boundaries class, masterclass, I do a whole class on the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is like knee-jerk, right? Reacting is when you don't think. Responding is when you think and then you make a decision that's based on the outcome that you want. Reacting is you just go. And I said to him, you might see me react. And if you see me react, understand that it's not you. If it makes no sense to you, it's because it's not. It's not you. It's me and my emotions. And I said to him, I've been working on this for 3 years. You know what it is? You guys want me to tell you what it is? Say yes in the comments if you want me to tell you what it is. I bet you some of you will totally relate. Say yes in the comments if you want me to tell you what it is that I do. You know what I do? I'm a runner. Anyone? I'm a runner. As soon as one of two things happen, I feel vulnerable and I start feeling emotion for somebody, or I'm faced with some truth that's really hard. I'm a runner. And I have this ability to shut my emotions off. Just shut down. Just boom, it's off. And so something happened the other day. We were having a conversation and he felt my energies go, oh. And so I said to him, I'm working on this. I'm a runner. And that's me and my emotions. And I'm working on it. And I recognize it. And so it's important that we remember that when we're in our emotions, we make bad decisions, because it would be a really bad decision to allow my emotions, to allow the old runner in me who wants to show her head from time to time, to get involved in this relationship, because there's nothing to run from here. He is safe, solid, and secure. Now, that doesn't mean that the relationship is I'm not saying that the relationship is going to work or not work. That's yet to be determined. But he's not somebody that I need to run from. So I had to bring my emotions back into check. And the really important, thank you for all the gifts and everything. And one of the really important things that I want to share with you about that is that I shared it with him so that he could recognize it in me. Okay? So I also said to him, this is what I do when this or this or this, and it's me and my emotions, and I recognize it, and you didn't do anything. Because of course, think about it. Has anybody ever run from you? I know I'm totally off track here, but not. Because this is about getting out of your emotions. Has anybody run from you? And then you made up a story about you because you thought that you did something wrong. Anyone? I've had it happen to me many times. And you spend days trying to figure out what you did wrong. Maybe they were just a runner. Maybe they are just a runner. I tend to go black and white in my thinking. Definitely my 16-year-old still wants to run. Right. But do I love the girl? Oh, do I love that girl? Absolutely. Yeah, I know that this is really a lot of women. And you know what, you guys, I could do a whole live on, and maybe I will do a series on relationships and healing, but it's from our childhood. It's from our youth. It's from early relationships. There's a bunch of stuff, right? We just shut down. And I've already done all the work on me, so I know why. But here's the thing that I wanted to share, is that when you get in your emotions, then you don't see the truth because you're too busy trying to regulate your emotions, right? And so it's important to say, I'm not going to get in my emotions. My faith, when we circle back, my faith is not dependent upon my emotions, whether I believe God is or isn't in my orbit right now. I'm feeling a certain way. No, that's not how it works. So when we're fair weather, we're passionate one moment and we're absent the next. Anyone? Does it sound like any relationships that you've been in? Oh, this is the most amazing thing ever. He's so incredible. He's wonderful. That's why I try not to get, right? Oh, it's so perfect. And this is, oh man. And then the next minute you're like, I'm out. I'm out. What? What do you mean you're out? It's the same with our faith. One minute it's all great because this miracle over here happened. Oh, $80 just dropped in my bank account to fill my gas tank. And then you go over to get groceries and your card doesn't work and now you're angry. Or this really wonderful man was chasing after me. And so I went for it. And now he's telling me that he's not into it. And now I'm angry at God. Ooh, that's a big one. Right? We're spiritually driven by our feelings instead of the foundation of who we are when we are fair weather Christians. Consistency changes with mood or circumstances. Anyone? So when people say to me, I'm moody, I want to say to them, how's your faith? Because if you're all over the map with your emotions, listen to me. If you're all over the map with your emotions, you're not rooted in. You're living in your humanness. You're depending on yourself to bring you safe, solid, and secure. When what Jesus is saying is, if you try to depend on you, you're going to fail. But anyone who has faith can overcome anything. My girlfriend said to me yesterday, you've changed so much when it comes to certain things. And I said to her, I know. And she said, you're like a different person because I can see you now that you just lean so hard into your faith. And she said, and it always works out. She said, it's not always on the timeline that you want, but it always works out. And I said to her, it's because I don't get up in my emotions anymore. I don't rely on my flawed thinking to get me the results that I want. It's such a game changer. When our faith is fair weather, we're easily shaken by hardship. And this is actually what she was talking about. She was saying in this particular circumstance in your life, you used to just like fall apart at the seams. Like you couldn't function. You were paralyzed. And she said, and now I just watch you walk through. She said, it's really quite beautiful. And it's inspirational for her. And guess what? She's watching me. She's watching my faith going, maybe there's something to this stuff. Right? Because it's changing the way I live my life. It's changing the way that I walk in my body. It's changing the way that I live. It's changing the levels of joy. It's changing the energy that people feel when they're around me. Thank you for the hearts, TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, you should be following me on TikTok. And if you're not following me on Facebook, make sure that you follow our new page. I just wanted to say that before I forgot. We want miracles without deeper relationship when we're fair weather. What does that mean? We're only focused on the outcomes. It's like being in a relationship. Listen, being in a relationship with God is the same as being in a relationship with a husband or a wife. It's two-way. When we're fair weather, we're just hands out. Come on, give me what I want. Come on, give me the miracles. Come on, give me the money. Come on, give me the partner. Come on, give me the health. We're just want. When it's relational, it's I will give my faith, my love. I'll use my voice. I'll give my testimony. I'll bring people closer to you. I'll walk the walk. And I know, because you've promised it, that in return, there will be miracles, signs, and wonders all around me. Seeking rescue more than transformation. Help me right now. I need rescuing. That's fair weather. Transformation is I'm here for the long haul. I'm leaning in. What do I need? We talked about this yesterday. Where can I go deeper? That was one of the questions I asked you to consider. Where can I go deeper? Lord, tell me where I can go deeper. Help me figure that out instead of getting angry and pulling away, right? We want God's power, but we don't want to surrender anything. We're not willing to surrender control so his power has a place to land. We're like, no, I want control of my children. So I have a child and my child is living in an addictive cycle and I know my child better than anybody. I know what's best for my child. I can't let my child X, Y, and Z. So I'm over here trying to have control. Trying, capital T. But can you please pray for me? Pray for my child. Pray for my family. Pray for my... And I was like, how can we pray for you and have any outcomes if you refuse to give up the steering wheel? Like, I'm not going to pray. I'm not going to go and pray for you if you're actually not letting the blessings land. I'm sorry. That's fair weather faith. Right. It's so important that when we say to somebody, please pray for me, that we then open up and say, and I am open to whatever the answer is. Because if that person goes and prays and they come back and said, here's what I just heard. You gotta ask your child to leave. Your child can't live in your house in that addictive lifestyle. It's destroying your family. You can't say, oh, no. Go back and pray again. That's why we gotta pray for ourselves. That's why we got to have a relationship with God so we don't put people in that position. We quit internally before anything changes when we're fair weather. We're runners. Anyone? You know, the little, here I go. That might explain the running off of the screen all the time. I'm a runner. When things get uncomfortable, we disassociate, we disconnect, we disappear. We do the opposite of what we're told to do through the entire Bible. The entire Bible, this Bible is full of examples of stories where people go closer. And what does God do? Chases after him. Moses shows up in the burning bush. Like, you can run, but you can't hide. We become cynical. We assume nothing will happen. This will never change. I know. This is a big one. I know. It didn't change before. Nothing's going to change now. Like, we act, and we actually say it out loud. Like, it's funny to listen to ourselves. We say it out loud like we're making a grand proclamation to all who are listening that nothing will ever change. And that we're proud of that, even though it's the opposite of what we want. Watch your words. Stop expecting God to move when you're not ready to follow. And we carry more disappointment than we carry hope. Have you ever just spent days, weeks, months disappointed, depressed, down, in the dumps, all those D words that are so dark, in the darkness, in the depths of despair. Have you ever spent days, weeks, months? I sure have. When all we had to do was just turn our face toward God and say, no matter how hard this feels, I'm keeping my face up. Chin up. Why do you think people say chin up? To the light, right? Okay, so those are all the signs of a fair weather Christian. This is the fun part. Signs of steadfast Christian include your faith remains even when there's tension. Even when things are going funky, you're like, I love this life. You dig so deep, you're like, this is so good. I'm not stressed, I'm stretched. I just know that things are about to, because I know I've had bad things happen in my life, and I know that when it gets really bad, there's something really good on the other side of it. So I'm just hanging on. I'm going to buckle up, baby. Give me 2 of those things, because I am here. I am not moving, because I know that there's tension. And I know that when you pull it way back, there's so much tension. You think it's going to snap. And then you let go of control, and it goes further. And it flies, baby. We stay connected while we're struggling when we are steadfast. We don't run when faith gets tested. We bring confusion to God. We say, I'm not confused. I'm just giving it to God to clarify. Write that one down. I'm not confused. I'm giving it to God for clarification. We continue praying through uncertainty. Lord, I am in a funky place right now. I don't know what's going on. This feels so uncertain. This is so uncomfortable. I'm so unhinged. I feel so unorganized. I feel unhappy. I feel all the things. I'm all the things. And I'm giving it up to you. Carry me. Let's go. Show me. Put show me in the comments. Put show me in the comments. Show me how this is all unfolding, because I don't get it right now, but I have so much faith. I am not a fair weather faith person. I am steadfast. Show me. Show me. You can say to him, show me. Do you realize that he's waiting for you to say, show me? Not prove to me. There's a difference. Show me the way. Show me. Show me. I'm open. I'm ready. I'm ready for the miracle. Right? We stay planted like the palm tree during the hard seasons, during the storms. Right? We stay planted. 10 toes down. We don't move. Our faith doesn't move. In other words, we still have faith. Consider faith the roots. They're there. They're not moving. The circumstances are shifting and everything's crazy. Or we could think of the anchor. If you're like a water person, we've got the anchor, the boat. But the anchor is our faith. It doesn't move. It only moves if we yank it up. And when do we yank it up? When we're ready to go to a different place, because this one is disappointing. I'm not catching any fish here. I'm moving to a different spot because it's not working on my timeline. Yank, right? We understand, number 2, we understand faith is relational when we are not fair weather. We pursue Jesus, not just the miracles. We're not just here going, I'm waiting for the man. I'm waiting for the money. I'm waiting for Maui. I'm waiting for the Mercedes. I'm waiting for the makeup. I'm waiting for all the things. And then once I get those, I'm good. No. We value intimacy with Jesus over appearances. We're not Instagramming every time that we pray because we're too busy praying. We stay in conversation with God. We trust even without full clarity. That's trust, is it not? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't see it, but I trust. You know that trust fall game where you would have the blindfold and you fall backwards? That's our relationship with Jesus. Except he will never be the one that will be like, psych, and move away. He'll always stand there and the landing will be soft. We'll never hit the ground. He will never let us hit the ground. But he's asking us to fall. It's okay to fall, but fall in faith. I may not understand, but I'm staying close. That's a good one. I may not understand, but I'm staying close. I may not understand, but I have full faith. I may not understand, show me. I may not understand, but I believe. I may not understand, but I'm not going anywhere because it's the devil who's trying to get me away from you. And there's no way. Remember my story yesterday? My friend with the demons tries to pull her away. And she phoned me and she said, I think I saw the devil. Was that the devil? And I said, yeah. She's like, he's trying to scare me, trying to pull me away. We keep believing before we see the results when we're steadfast, right? We know it's coming. We're like, I feel the miracle. It's coming. That's why people think that Christians are crazy. I'm telling you, because we're like giving it up to God. It's already happened. This is so good. Look at the miracles. Look, won't he do it? And they're like, what are you even talking about? Nothing is happening. Your life is a dumpster fire. You just lost your everything. And you're like, won't he do it? Won't he do it? They don't get it. They would rather you join them in the darkness. Misery loves company. And you're like, I'm not going there. That's not how my God works. Makes them cray-cray. But who would you rather be around? Like, who's more fun, right? We remain active in the waiting. We don't need immediate proof. Active in the waiting is, I can't wait. I'm so excited. We stay alive in our faith, right? We don't die. We stay alive. We get excited thinking about the future. We keep showing up, singing louder, engaging more. Amen. Amazing grace. Like, I am sure that my neighbors think I'm nuts because I'm down here singing in the mornings in my car. You guys, I listen to worship music at the gym. I am not even joking. And I'm on my treadmill because I find it's a different kind of energy. Now, I don't have it blasting at the gym because I have it in my headset, but it has become my go-to. And the harder life is, the louder it gets. You know what I'm saying? We allow struggle to deepen our faith. Hardship strengthens our roots, right? It's like the palm tree. Remember I told you, and this is true of all nature, we adapt and we get stronger in the storm. Our roots go deeper and wider. It's like, oh, we got to prepare for this next one. We don't let it rip us up. Delays increase dependence on God. Okay, God, this has been 3 weeks, 4 months, and 2 hours, whatever. I need something. Okay, I'm here. I'm depending on you. I'm doing the work. I know that you're working on the miracle while you're working on me, and I'm over here doing the work. I promise I'm changing because I have to be the person who can carry the miracle when it comes, and it's going to be so, so good, right? Trials mature our faith. Remember yesterday we talked about maturing your faith, that some miracles take more faith. The more we go through, the greater the challenges, the more connected to God we got to be, right? Like, remember my mom was dying of cancer. She had terminal cancer. She's in her chair. I've never seen her faith so strong. Never. And she was going through hell, like on earth. And her faith was never stronger. And I was like, that's what moved me back into my faith. When I said to her, how are you so calm? She said, my faith, sweetheart, my faith. Share this out to your people. This is a good one today. We remain surrendered, open to correction, willing to trust God's timing, humble enough to admit weakness, dependent instead of self-reliant. We get out of our ego and into his arms, right? The real difference is fair weather faith says, I'll believe if life gets easier. Steadfast faith says, even here, I still believe. Listen, I'm closing it up. I'm going to be right on time. Mark 9, which says, he who has faith can go through anything. He who has belief can endure anything. Lots of different versions of it. Okay, this is our scripture for the week. He who has faith can endure anything. Listen, Mark 9 is not a story about perfect faith. It's a story about staying connected, even while struggling. The father came to Jesus desperate. Desperate. He was tired. He was confused. He was disappointed. He had already watched the disciples fail to help his son. He had every reason to lose hope. And yet, he stayed. That's steadfast faith. Not pretending everything is okay. Not acting spiritually polished. I got the church outfit on. I've got the tattoo of the cross on my hand. Not forcing fake confidence. Just staying in the conversation with Jesus, even when things feel uncertain. Fair weather faith only survives in comfort. It doesn't survive those storms. It doesn't survive the raging sea. Steadfast faith survives in tension. In fact, it grows there. Fair weather faith disappears. Hard to say. Fair weather faith disappears when prayers take too long. When life gets painful. When disappointment hits. When emotions change. I don't love you anymore. Oh, it's over. How could you do this to me? He was the one. She was the one. Be careful. Steadfast faith says, I may not fully understand what God is doing, but I'm not walking away. And honestly, that's the kind of faith that people talk about when they say, I thought it was over, and then I thought I would never love again, and then that's the kind of thing that people talk about. The greatest miracles often happen after the moment most people would have quit. You ever heard that term, 3 feet from, 3 feet from gold? So many people stop just before the miracle. I see it in business. I see it in relationships, just before the breakthrough. Sometimes the breakthrough takes you right down to the bottom, and some people stop there. And they don't realize that if they keep going, they're going to get a breakthrough. We get impatient because we think that we've got more better things to do. Like what? Like what? Some of you think your struggle that you're going through right now disqualifies you from deep faith. It doesn't. What matters is not whether you wrestle. What matters is whether you remain. Do you stay connected? Listen, think about these as I say them. Do you stay connected? Do you keep showing up? Do you keep praying? Do you keep believing even when you're still waiting? Jesus never asked his father for perfect faith, the boy's father. He simply invited the man to believe. He's inviting us to believe in the same way. And belief, real belief, is not proven in easy seasons. It's proven in the moments where you could and you might want to walk away. But sissy, you choose to stay. Put I choose to stay in the comments. I choose to stay. I'm so proud of you guys. You stayed. You stayed. We did it. Listen, tonight we have Uncommon Sisterhood, Uncommon Women's Sisterhood, the first call of May. And we're going to be talking about United We Rise. We're going to be talking about what it means to, as women together, walk as an army of soldiers for God. And what the sisterhood and the community and the leaning on one another in our faith means. So go to RomieMarlowe.com and you can join there. Go to Uncommon Women, or you can just scroll down. You'll see it says Uncommon Woman Ministry membership. You go there And right now, you save $10 on your first month. So it's $29 a month. You save $10. It's $19. In that, you get 3 Zoom calls in the month with us. And also, starting next week, one of the women in the community, Ashley Hawkins, is going to be running a group for mothers who have children with autism. And they're going to be meeting every 2 weeks. So next Wednesday is the first call, and then 2 weeks after. You guys, that's 5 calls, even just to be in a circle of mothers who too have children with autism. That's worth the $19. It is such a powerful community, and we're growing and we're building and we're moving across the globe. And so join us. I can't wait to see all of you tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard for that incredible call. And we've got lots of other stuff going on, but I'm going to head out just because I don't want to keep you guys too long, because this is exactly 1 hour. I came on at 10:33. I choose to stay. Yes, Reagan. I love all of you so much. You're so incredible. I love you. I honor you. Stay uncommon. I'll be back here tomorrow. Share this out. We're growing this platform. Do you believe in this platform? If you believe in this platform, share this out. If these are affecting you in a positive way, share this out. Let people know. Share it and then put a little thing in the comments. This is what we talked about today. This really moved me. Watch this. Let people know why it's important. Because what we're doing is we're bringing more people to God. And there are so many people in the world who are suffering. And we just want to have fewer people suffering. It's no fun to suffer. I love you. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Chris. Thanks, Shay. Thank you to my Uncommon hosts for being here. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. And for those of you who are in the membership group, I'll see you tonight. Love you. Bye. Bye, TikTok. Thank you for all the things.